The iMore Show is brought to you today by Backblaze. Backblaze.com/iMore to get a no-risk free 2-week trial. Now, here's the thing. Your stuff is important. Your stuff is valuable. You have memories. You have documents. You have things, digital copies of things that are irreplaceable, that can never be restored. If you lose them, it would be tragic. So you need to have a backup. And unfortunately, the way things work, one backup is not enough. If you have something on your computer, that computer can fail. If you have something on a hard drive in your house, that hard drive could fail. Or you could have a natural disaster, a fire, a flood, something that takes out both your computer and your local backup. So you need to have a cloud-based backup. And a lot of us use Dropbox, a lot of us use iCloud, a lot of us use all these things. But there is something to be said for the security and protection of having a full bit copy of all your stuff up on the servers where everything is taken care of. They're distributed, they're secure, and they're available should the worst of the worst happen, should you lose every other copy of your data. Now, that could be because of you, that could be because of some new service, that could be for a variety of reasons, but you should never stress. It should never be a disaster for you. You should always know that worst comes to worst, if your computer fails, if your local backup fails, you have a copy of stuff on the cloud. You have a copy of stuff on Backblaze. So they have over 150 petabytes of data already backed up. They make it super easy. They've restored over 10 billion files. You can get online access from anywhere you have an internet connection. There's iPhone and Android apps. You can restore one or all of your files. They'll send you a USB drive for larger restores. They're founded by ex-Apple engineers. I mean, these are all the bullet points. But the only bullet point I need to pay attention to is get Backblaze. Get Backblaze because it is serenity for your data. Backblaze.com/iMore. Thanks so much, Backblaze.
Hello, iMore, and welcome back to another edition of the iMore Show, Select All Edition. This is show number 458 and Select All number 2. If you weren't around for the first one, Select All is where we pick our favorite apps, devices, random accessories for the things that we love and can't live without. I am Serenity Caldwell for iMore, and joining me today is Rene Ritchie, Editor-in-Chief of iMore. Hi, Rene.
Hi, Ren. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited to get some picks going.
I apparently have a dead tribble on my head this morning.
That's all right. Just rough it a little bit. It'll move, hopefully. Also joining us today is Peter Cohen. Hi, Peter.
Hello.
You ready to get your picking on?
Yes, absolutely. I got some cool stuff picked out.
Awesome. Can't wait to hear it. And, of course, the intimidable Georgia Dow. Hello, Georgia.
Woo!
Yay! All right. So before we get started, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors for today, and we'll tell you a little bit more about them in a bit. That's Backblaze, Zoom, and Red Hat. Thank you very much, folks, for sponsoring us. We really appreciate it. But now that we've gotten that settled, let's jump right in. Rene, I'm going to start with you. What do you have for us today for Select All?
I'm going to start with, so I made the mistake of talking to Kevin Mitchell, and that never ends well for me. But he was walking around CES this year with a backpack that I think he stole from his former fiance, now wife, Erica. And it is made by Toomey. This particular model looks like it's been discontinued. You can get it at a discount at some places. You can get it for a slightly higher price at others. I don't understand what's going on with it. But this is the Knox, but they've replaced it with very similar bags. Now, these are expensive because the recommendation did come from Kevin Mitchell, but the reason he liked it and the reason I liked it is that it is incredibly compact. It is very small. It's a backpack. I usually use slings, but slings aren't very good for unilateral body movement. They sort of pull your body in one way, and that destroys your posture, and that leads to neck pain, back pain, all sorts of different pain. This is much more balanced and much more even. And it was tiny, but I was surprised at how much stuff I managed to fit into it. I actually took it to WWDC with me this year, and it has got a pocket for, if you are listening and not watching, check out the video on YouTube, but it's got a giant pocket for a laptop. I've put the 13-inch MacBook Pro and the 12-inch MacBook in there with no problem. It's got a little zippered holding there. It's got a pocket for an iPad, and then it's got all this amazing giant pocket here with a bunch of sub-pockets inside it, another pocket in here, another pocket here, 2 pockets on this side, I managed to fit. I even put the DSLR in there, the Canon 5D Mark III.
That's
in
crazy.
there. It was
See, that's what I
insane.
love, though. I love the fact that they have all these beautiful outside pockets that you have easy access to when you have a whole bunch of stuff and you need to grab out some sort of a dongle or you need a charge pack, and you can get it easily and quickly.
And it's beautiful. I mean, you're paying with Toomey. You're paying for the construction and the zippers, and it's double stitched, and it's got leather accents and metal parts, and again,
And it's light, Rene.
it is super light. I mean, like it's got leather on it, so it's got metal on it. It's got this big plate on it because that's what you're paying for there. But I was really impressed by it. I was all set to make fun of Kevin and his little backpack, and I had to like actually compliment him and say thanks for the recommendation. Thanks for the Rex, Kev.
Awesome. Oh, Kevin. Always causing us to spend money.
Yes.
Georgia, what do you have picked?
Okay, so I'll go with Rene on the bag area, but I'm going to go for a little bit of a smaller bag. I love bags that I have my arms free, so I love backpack bags, but the rage now, and I see so many people carrying them around, so I figured I would bring out mine, and this is a side satchel bag. So this is from the Intrepid Bag Company. They make the most beautiful, soft leather bags, and they have bags that are, and backpacks and side satchels that are for men as well. This one, more on the feminine side, I would say, but it's amazing because it can carry your air. It has a small, so it's a side satchel bag, so you wear it on your hips, and so your hands are free, which is wonderful. And it just really looks cool too. So, and I see a lot of people now carrying them around. So it has a beautiful purple color on the inside. Yes, Peter, for you. And
Very
it's
nice.
soft on the inside. It has a nice opening flap, and again, it has that soft leather, so you're not going to scratch any of your tech, and so I can put my minis inside of here. I can put my phone. It has an area to put all of your credit cards. It has an area for pens, and it's really nice. And then it has another small zipper that is big on the inside. So it's lovely, it's light, and it just looks so cool.
It looks Wild West, Georgia.
It looks really cool. It's just kind of hip, and so it's really nice. Looks great with jeans.
I actually have. I've was sent that for a review sample ages ago, and I never got around to trying it because it was like right before I left Macworld. So I'm glad that you like it. Like now
do.
It's kind of given me a reason to actually pick it up and check it out.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
jeans looks great.
I believe it. All right, Peter, you're up.
All right, I actually have a backpack to share with you guys, but I don't actually have it. It's on order, and I'm waiting for it. But can I still talk about it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So REI has a special deal this week. I don't know how long it's going to last for. It might be an end-of-season deal on their Stoke 9 pack. I've got the link on our list, and it's available for $29.73. That's 33% off from the $45 original price. Now, if you are into hiking or running, and you're looking for a backpack that can hold a water supply, this one can do it. It doesn't actually come with a reservoir, but it does come with a sippy tube that you can connect to your reservoir.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So you can drink without having to take something out. The sippy tube goes from the backpack to your mouth, and you can drink. And I like that. That's very cool.
Exactly. It's available in 2 different color schemes. There's amber and magnesium, which is very nice, and then there's Neptune and magnesium. So gray is the base color, and Neptune is blue with green piping and green zippers, and amber is a very nice orange color that's very reflective and will make you very visible to vehicles and hunters and whatever else. It can hold up to 2 liters of liquid, so you've got plenty of room for water or electrolytes or whatever you need. The hydration sip tube will go out through either shoulder strap, so if you prefer to have it over your left shoulder or right shoulder, you can do either. Moisture wicking ventilation mesh on the back so your back doesn't sweat excessively, with an egg crate-like foam panel that kind of contours to your body, so it's a very nice, comfortable pack. I've tried this pack on in the store, and I really liked it, but I was like, $45 is a bit too much. But at $29, how could I say no?
Yeah, it's a good price.
Not a Kevin bag.
Not a Kevin bag, but this is so useful for
It's
if you're
1/10
hiking.
of a Kevin.
Yeah.
1/10 of the gallon.
Absolutely. You know, if you like being outdoors, but you and you like being hydrated, but you don't like. And by the way, there's room for more than just your reservoir too. You can you know, put your phone in there. You can put in some gel packs or some snack bars or what have you. So there's room for other stuff besides just your water. But it's a real nice backpack if you like to be outdoors, but you like to make sure that you've got what you need, but you're not actually carrying it. Put it on your back and be done with it. There's also a waist strap, so it's not flopping on your back while you're running or while you're hiking. Very nice backpack. I'm very excited about getting this.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to continue the bag trend, and for my first pick, I'm going to talk a little bit about SF bags, Waterfield Designs, Vitesse cycling messenger bags. The bigger version of this just came out, and I think the smaller cycling musette has been out for a few months. But these are gorgeous bags. Like I'm really kind of kind of bummed that I haven't gotten my hands on one yet. Like I need to order them because they're just so gorgeous, and especially with the weather as it is, I haven't done a lot of cycling yet, but I really plan to do so in like August and September once it stops being so unbearably hot in New England. Since I live a little bit further away from the city center now, it's like, oh, it's a great excuse to use my bike. But they're beautiful bags. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this up. So this is the cycling musette. And this one just holds your phone and your laptop and maybe a book or two and a charger, and it's just super svelte and pretty, and really, really, like, I love their bags so much. I have quite a few Waterfield bags at this point. So I'm really psyched. And then the new one that they just came out with is the Vitesse Messenger, which is sort of its bigger cousin. Which can fit a 15-inch laptop as well as a ton of other things, and has a couple of pockets for dedicated areas like headphones and your iPhone and all kinds of stuff, which is awesome. Like, I'm always looking for good bags, and I've had really, really good luck with them so far, so I'm excited to try them out.
I like the fact that it has the extra side strap so that when you're biking or if you're hiking, it will stay in one place. Because that's the problem with the side straps on just a single one. It has the extra one that goes across the ribcage, and I think that that's great for when you're traveling.
Absolutely. I hate having to like constantly readjust my bag when I'm cycling. Right. So it's really nice to have sort of that crossbody.
Did you guys see this? This is the one that all the people are excited about on the Twitters these days. The Twitters. The Twitters, the socials, whatever, but it's the, oh, come on, video, hurry up. I'm going to move this along a bit. Oh, come on. There we go. There's some actual product.
Ooh.
Ooh, magnetic latch. Ooh, very fancy. I like that.
Oh, that's pretty cool. The problem I have, it's so pedestrian, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a really nice overall bag, but it's so hard for me to justify getting bags that look overly techy like that. Aside from the fact that it screams, "Rob me!" I don't know. I carried around a lot of very manly-looking bags throughout junior high and high school and college, and I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I kind of want a little bit of fashion in my bag. Like, I want it to be a little stylish and really helpful.
Well, this looks almost like, I don't know, like something you'd use in Star Trek: The Next Generation on your hexagonal playfield or something.
It really does. It looks like something out of the Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
It has a lot of pockets though, so that's good.
Getting back to the Vitesse Messenger, though, I haven't used it, but I'm a big fan of Waterfield bags. I've got a Stad Stout. That's sort of my go-to backpack that I took with me to WWDC this year and last year. It's enormous. It can store my 15-inch MacBook Pro without any problem. It can also store an iPad, and it's got plenty of room for stuff besides like a DSLR or other stuff. Plus, there are 2 inside pockets that are Velcroed, 2 outside pockets that are zippered. And it's got a nice leather flap that has worn very nicely over the course of the past year with some nice scratches in it, and you know how really fine leather weathers really
like
beautifully
Indiana Jones.
over time. Exactly.
They are the
just
Indiana
like Harrison
Jones
Ford's
bags.
skin.
Yeah.
There's
So
some
yeah,
that looks like Indiana Jones's bag. What is it? I
here's
think it's even named like that. Indy, the Indy leather bag.
here's the thing about Waterfield Designs is that Waterfield was founded by a bike messenger. So you know, if you buy a messenger bag from Waterfield, it's not going to suck.
Agreed.
And if Georgia can fit her tiny little dog inside it, all the better for everybody.
Aw, tiny dogs.
We're going to take a quick break so I can tell you about Zoom. Now, according to the Zoom marketing team, 100% of the Zoom marketing team, in fact, they are the #1 video conferencing service of all time in all galaxies across all of the multiverse, period. They combine video, screen sharing, group messaging into one platform. It runs across any device you can think of. That includes Mac and Windows. That includes iOS and Android. And all of their stuff is already in your conference room. If you ask an average person what they're using for video conference, you'll usually hear the same story. I can't join a meeting. It's laggy. It's choppy. It's buggy. It's poor audio. I have actually been on conference calls when I still worked in enterprise with the companies that made the conference service, and they could not start their webinars. It was hilariously tragic. So Zoom leaves all those issues behind. It's easy to use. It's backed by industry-leading functionality. It's built for startups, universities, and enterprise. It's fast. It's simple. It's HD video, desktop and mobile sharing, cross-platform messaging. The mobile screen sharing feature particularly useful for mobile game and app developers. It's easy to share screens from any iOS device, so a Zoom meeting to collaborate on design, to demo features, to show off interface, all of that. So here's what I want you to do. Do not believe me, and certainly do not believe the Zoom marketing team. I want you to try it for yourself. So for your free Zoom account, go to zoom.us/iMore. You can start hosting better video meetings immediately. No strings attached, no trials, truly a free account. Zoom.us/iMore. Thanks so much, Zoom.
All right. Well, as much as I would love to talk Waterfield all day, let's move on. Rene, what's your second pick?
My second pick is, there used to be, or originally there was a Mac app called Coda, and I love it. I used to work in web development. The minute it came out, I switched from everything else, which was also Panic products, a lot of them, like Transit, and I went right in to Coda, and I used it for years. And then Diet Coda came out on the iPad, and I loved that. It let me do quick little fixes to things that I'd find when I was out and about with just my iPad. Now they've gone all in. They've replaced Diet Coda with full-on Coda for iOS. That means it also runs on your iPhone as well. So I can't demo it too well here because a lot of the stuff that we do are behind VPNs that I don't have running on my iPhone right now. But I basically have every site that I had, thanks to Coda Sync, or Panic Sync, sorry, right on my iPhone. And these are all live websites that I can go in and ruin all of mobile nations if I want to. But I'll just quickly share the beautiful Panic webpage for this. And it is literally Coda for iOS because they are so smart and so good at what they do. You have everything that you need to basically run your website on the go. That includes editing the code, that includes accessing the servers. The list here, for those who aren't watching, you've got Panic Sync, you've got a bunch of different modes, including Scheme, Shell, SQL, and Swift. Playground, so you can experiment with JavaScript in real time, dual file browsers, better terminal, better preview protocols, and exclamation, exclamation, lots more. And again, this is something that I feel like, there's that saying only Apple. I feel like this is one of those only Panic things where they're just so great at interface design but so good at Power Pro tools that they sort of have this beautiful confluence of software that you have to use but in a way that you really, really want to use it. And it kind of, Ren, it reminds me a bit of Workflow in that it's an app I did not expect we'd be able to get on the iPhone, and I'm delighted that I live in a universe where it's now possible.
Absolutely. The stuff that you can do with Coda and with Transmit, for that matter, are things that I think a year or two ago we just wrote off as this is probably not possible on an iPhone. And even if it was, would you really want to use it? And the answer to both is yes. Yes, we would. I'm really, really excited. I love Panic stuff. I've been a Transmit user since a while ago, a long time. And I have both on the iPhone, and I use them constantly for my websites, for the Boston Derby Dames websites, for friends' websites. It's great.
So great.
Agreed. All right, Georgia, what else do you have for us?
Okay, so this is something that I truly cannot live without. And there's very few pieces of technology accessories that I really can't live without, but this one I don't think I'll ever be able to go back. So here we go. Let me see how the best way I can see it. Okay, so here's my iPhone 6 Plus, which is huge, and that's probably one of the biggest things that people complain about is that it's really large and difficult to hold in your hands, and I have small, little, tiny, hobbit-sized hands, so it makes it really difficult. Exactly. So watch, ready, look, there we go. My phone stays in place. So this, I love it.
Magic.
It is. It's Hobbit magic. So this is the sling grip, which is now called the Love Handle, which is adorable. Great name. So I got this at CES, and I'm now addicted to them. And they're not even expensive, but you can buy them in like a pack of 3 for like $19. So I have stuck it right onto my case, my leather case for my iPhone 6 Plus, and my fingers go through it. And so I never drop my phone, ever, which is the one thing that you really don't want to do with an expensive phone. But 2 is that it makes it really easy to reach around for my phone and one-handed type, grab things, do other things with it, and I don't have to worry. And I don't think that I can ever live, like I've already gone through 2 of them. Every once in a while the elastic does get a little bit wonky and you're going to want to exchange it, but I've only been through 2 since CES, so that's a long time. So they last for about 6 months, 4 to 6 months, depending on how large your fingers are. And I love it. Like, just get one. They're fabulous and you can never go back. That's all I have to say.
Georgia, yeah. It sticks on,
yeah, it's sticking
right?
right on the case. It sticks on. You can pull it off and I've already pulled one off and put it back on, and so it just has like a 3M type of glue that's on the edge of it, but it's not going to damage anything, and it's just so much. It makes everything so much easier.
It's amusing to me because I remember when we were checking that out at CES, you're like, this is awful.
This is awful. It's hideous.
Why would anybody want to use this? And 2 minutes after sticking it on your phone, you're like, this is the best thing ever.
I know. And the only thing is that when you're typing on your phone on a flat surface, like I almost want to get 2, it does wobble a little bit side to side. So if I had 2 of them, it would make it more balanced. So that's the only annoyance to that. But it's just worth it for the power of the grip.
The power. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's one of those like little things that just makes your life so much better.
Yeah, and it's the one thing that you worry about with your phone is dropping it, and I just don't drop my phone anymore.
Absolutely. Peter, what's up for you?
Well, it's funny you should mention that. Just as an aside, there's another product out there called the No Biggie that is a finger strap for devices. This one, I forget how much it costs, but No Biggie is N-O-B. Well, you can see right there on the label. But for those who aren't watching,
what does it?
It's the same.
I can't tell. On the
it's the same idea as yours. It's the same idea as yours. It's a finger strap. So it's N-O-B-I-G-G-I for those of you not watching at home. But it's the same idea. It's an adhesive strap that you put on your case for your iPhone or your iPad, and it's just an alternative to what Georgia was just talking about. Wonderful. So thought I'd mention it because Georgia's thing kind of spurred me to remember it. Why is it that the smallest people I know have the biggest phones, Georgia?
It's the little dog syndrome. No, it's actually no. It's actually because I carry a purse. So because of that, having a large phone is not a negative for me. I can't put it in my purse, so it doesn't really matter. So I can get the big real estate without having to worry about putting it in my pocket. So I can get both benefits to that.
Nice, interesting. I've wondered because it seems like I see a disproportionate number of hobbit-sized people carrying giant phones, and I just don't know what that's about. So my next pick is actually something I reviewed for iMore last week. This is the Logitech UE Roll. It's a very cool waterproof speaker. It the sound field it produces is 360 degrees, so it's not very directional like some speakers are. This is a great speaker for in the pool or at the beach or what have you. It's IPX7 rated, so it's rated the same as the Apple Watch. So that means that you can submerge it in up to a meter of water for up to 30 minutes at a time. Obviously, it's not designed to work underwater, but the point is you can get it wet without worrying about it too much. It comes with this built-in bungee cord right here, so you could hang it off of a wall peg or even like a branch or whatever, you know, if you're camping, and listen to music. The built-in battery lasts for about 9 hours per charge. There's a little trapdoor on the back here, a waterproof trapdoor, where you plug in a micro USB cable to charge it. And there's also a mini jack for stuff that isn't Bluetooth compatible. Now, the only downside to this is that it doesn't have a built-in microphone, so you can't use it as a speakerphone for your iPhone. But in all other respects, it's a great little device. The reason I like the integrated bungee cord is because you can wrap it around things like this. So, for example, if I go out for a bike ride, it's not really a good idea to block my ears with earbuds, because then I can't hear cars sneaking up behind me or dogs barking and getting ready to attack me or whatever. I like to be able to hear what's around me when I'm out. So this way I can just strap it right to the handlebars, listen to my music, be really obnoxious with, you know, Eye of the Tiger by Survivor cranked really loud on my speakers. But you know, still get the benefits of listening to music wirelessly without the danger of not being able to hear what's around me. And these big plus and minus buttons, these are sort of the trademark of the UE products, are the volume controls. So you just go up to it, and you press up or down, and you get louder or quieter volume.
So is it UE or is it Ultimate Ear still? Peter, I'm confused.
They're branded as UE now, but Ultimate Ears is, of course, what UE stands for. One of the cool things is if you've invested in another UE Bluetooth speaker like the Boom or the Mega Boom, you can actually pair it with this and create a two-speaker sound field.
Oh, that's pretty neat.
Using their app, their iOS and Android app. There's no OS X app available for it. The app is pretty cool, though. It's definitely worth downloading because it can do other things like EQ control, so you can tailor the quality of the sound a little bit. Plus, it also provides over-the-air updates for new features and functionality, and they've already updated the firmware on these devices a couple of times, so it's definitely worth grabbing.
Give me that boom, boom, boom. Give me that boom, boom,
yeah.
boom.
And it comes in different colors, too.
Purple?
It does, yeah.
Ooh.
It's a very nice shade of purple that they call beach plum, I think.
Nice. Samuel Jackson, lightsaber purple.
Very nice.
Exactly.
I'm still waiting for the Fugo's big version of the speaker to come out, and then we can have like a speaker war.
Fugo!
Speaker war.
Speaker war. All right. I'm going to talk a little bit about apps right now. I mentioned this on Mac Break Weekly, but I've been semi-addicted to a tiny little game called Shooting Stars, which is basically a platform shooter, just to set, you know, like a top-down scroller, where you play, but it has a crazy kind of twist in that you play a guy on a hoverboard shooting with a cat that shoots lasers.
Oh, that sounds great.
They might actually be laser French fries. I'm not entirely certain on that matter. And you're fighting various internet memes or celebrities with strange names like Kanye East, who have terrible catchphrases and awful attacks. And then there are miniature one-hit baddies that you have to kill, some of which look like drones, some of which look like tiny Will Wheatons, some of which just look like more internet memes. It's a variety.
Download it now.
It's really fun. It's one of the silliest games that I've played while being really difficult. Like it's just the right amount of difficulty level where there's like 6 stages to get to the initial win, and after that there are 6 more stages. So it's just difficult enough for you to feel like annoyed and being like, I'm gonna beat you, but not so easy that you just get it through once and then you're done. And something I actually really like is that they create a new daily run every single time. I know Rene is showing it up on his screen right now. There's a new daily run each day that everybody can play, and it's the same people in the same order. Or you can play what's called Card Hunt, which allows you to collect digital trading cards from the app. And those stages are completely randomized, so you could meet one boss one day and another boss another day. Also, there are crazy power-ups that drop, like there's food that gives you triple bullets. or clone armies, or you can get super weapons, with basically weapons that will clear out multiple enemies at a time. One of them is like 1,000 Facebook likes fall from the sky and flatten everybody on impact. It's very fun. It's very silly.
Can I blame Rich Stevens for any of this?
No, you cannot. But I would recommend checking it out. I'm going to write a game guide on iMore as soon as I dig out from Apple Music, because I think it's pretty fun, and I think more people should be playing it.
Last one. Who's last? Red Hat. Yes. Take a short break so I can tell you about Red Hat. Red Hat is tried, tested, and trusted. Okay, so maybe it's not news that open source software is now widely accepted. Take a short break so I can tell you about Red Hat. Red Hat is tried, tested, and trusted. Okay, so maybe it's not news anymore that open source software is used and accepted at the highest levels of enterprise computing, but the extent of the adoption is probably broader than you think. And most of the open source running in elite data centers is running Red Hat. Now, you may not be particularly familiar with open source. It just means that the software is in the public domain. We use it every day if you use iOS and Apple products. Safari's WebKit engine is open source. Darwin and BSD, some of the foundations of OS X, all of that, and iOS, all of that is open source. So what does Red Hat do? So Red Hat has enterprise Linux, but it also offers storage solutions, cloud computing, everything you need for application development, all open source and all enterprise grade. Red Hat runs on every executive department in the US federal government, every airline, telco, every healthcare company, the New York Stock Exchange, every commercial bank in the Fortune 500. In fact, 90% of all the companies in the Fortune 500 use Red Hat for everything from critical to the routine. When I worked in enterprise, we also used Red Hat because there was a lot of appeal to free open source software, but that appeal vanishes quickly when it stops working and you have nobody to ask your questions to and nobody to help you get things back and going. And Red Hat does that. They provide the affordability of open source software with the support and the experience of enterprise quality software vendors. So sometimes the most disruptive technology is the stuff no one notices at first. To find out more about how Red Hat is quietly redefining enterprise technology, visit redhat.com. Red Hat, build on it, run with it, count on it. Thank you so much, Red Hat.
Renee, I think we're back around to you.
All right, so
what's your third pick?
Yeah, so I had a game lined up, but I was too dumb to put it in the sheet, and then Georgia got it in before me, so I had to get another one quickly. So as I often do, I go and look at what the App Store editors are picking because they have some really, really savvy game people on staff there. And this week they're looking at Prune, and I just started playing it while I was supposed to be paying attention to the show. And basically,
Prune is awesome.
Yeah, it looks really great. You start this little tree going, and you want it to go towards the light, so you sort of cut off the branches that are going the wrong way. I'm not sure how I feel about cutting off branches on an otherwise beautiful tree, but as soon as it hits the light, it's going to start to flower, and then that is successful. So you're kind of you're like Mr. Miyagi getting that perfect little bonsai tree, Daniel-san, just so where the leaves are awakening, and it's really cool. It gets more complicated as you go on. I've only obviously had a chance to go through like 10 or so levels while listening attentively to everyone else on this panel. But it's cute because you've got to pay enough attention to trim it at the right time. You've got to trim it in the right method. You've got to aim it in the right direction. There's obstacles in your way, and it is just gorgeous looking and gorgeous sounding. And I am really impressed. And when I'm gaming, as much as in my youth I enjoyed all the Halos and the Street Fighters, I just don't have time for that kind of stuff now. And the sort of casual games like the ones Georgia's going to mention, or like this that I could just play for a couple minutes, just relax with. It's like what's it called? Valley. Blanking on the name. Monument Valley. Yeah, that kind of game where it's just a gorgeous experience and it's tranquil and it's relaxing and I can de-stress and wind down and enjoy it for a few minutes with just gorgeous atmosphere is what I like. And this looks like another fine addition to that list.
Definitely.
Prune away. Prune all the things.
It's a really fun game. I have only played it a little bit, but I really, really enjoyed what I've played so far.
All the pruning.
Yeah. Georgia.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the game that I stole from Renee, which makes me even more happy to talk about
It's a game I used in the iPod Touch review.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's fine.
So
enjoy.
So this game is called Shadowmatic, And it's really cool. If you like the game Zen Bound, which is a game where you wrap objects, and when you wrap the objects fully, you get to deal with it, it's really good. Plus, it reminds me of a great Japanese artist called Shigeo Fukada, who did art through strange objects in the shadow underneath was an object, but the objects that you looked at to make the shadow was not what the picture showed. So the cool thing about Shadowmatic is that you end up taking an object, and it doesn't, I'm going to see if I can play lower level. So what you end up doing is that you see your little shadow, and you have to move it sideways in order to make an image that is projected in its shadow. And so you spin your object around different ways, and when you find out what the object should be, you end up passing the level, which is pretty cool, really. There we go. I almost got my little... It's a fish. So, oh, there we go. You see? So I pass the level and I get to go to the next part, which is really cool. The only thing I have to say about it is that it is actually quite difficult as you go later on, and that got me a little bit stressed. So after a while, you're using two objects to make one object, and they can move in 360 degrees, plus they can move laterally and vertically and horizontally to each other. And so at that level I went, it's a little bit more stressful than Zen for me, and I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue playing it, but it's a pretty cool game. It's beautifully done. It's really nice rendering and a lot of fun.
And it uses metal, which is why I chose it for the review, which is just awesome technology to support.
Yes, yes, and it works. It's really smooth.
I like it. I like it too. Thumbs up, Georgia.
Very cool.
Shadowy thumbs up.
Thank you.
What a shadowy thumbs up? That sounded a little creepy to me.
Well, it's a shadow game, so I figured I could try it, but the lights behind me didn't help anyways. This is why I can't have nice memes.
It's true. Peter, do you have a game for us?
I do indeed have a game for you. Let me try screen sharing here and see if I can do my thing.
It's Peter versus Hangouts.
Nope. Peter versus Hangouts, and Hangouts is going to win every time.
I'll try to screen share it for you.
Why isn't screen sharing working?
Hold on, I'll get you. Here we go.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't want there to be dead air, so I'm just going to keep talking.
Go.
iTunes, you can download this for iPhone and iPad. Championship Edition Pac-Man DX, Pac-Man Championship Edition DX, or CEDX, from Bandai Namco, came out last week. This is a really cool game. $4.99, no in-app purchases. You won't be tormented by free-to-play for the rest of your life. This is the console version of Pac-Man that was very well received when it was released, and now it's available for iOS as well. It's a really, really fun variation on the classic, maze chomping game. You get chased by ghosts and so on. 132 different levels, different game modes, including dark levels, which are a lot of fun. It's basically Pac-Man in the dark, so you can't see the entire maze. Really ups the challenge level. Just a lot of fun to play. Strongly recommended. Grab it whenever you can.
People are costing me a lot of money on this show.
Isn't this how that always works?
Spend
all of the things.
I'm going to be playing this so much, Peter.
Awesome. All right, so my last pick of the group is another app called Obscura, which I know some people have been playing around with. It's an app made by a friend of iMore, Ben Rice Thompson, who's an up-and-coming iOS developer, but also I think is working at Apple right now as an intern. Congratulations, Ben. He makes these amazing little apps, and his first app that he put out on the App Store is called Obscura. It's a camera app designed to shoot really beautiful, high-contrast photography. People have been loving it for black and white filters specifically. The Rance filter is fantastic and phenomenal, and it's such a clean, easy manual camera app to use that I use it almost more than the default camera app now. It's really gorgeous.
It's great, and he was a photographer at UL, so you might have seen us sharing a bunch of his good works, and he just really did a great job on this for his first app.
Yeah, I mean,
he's so great. He's just also a really nice guy, does such beautiful work. So
Ben McCarthy, sorry. I'm confused it with another one of
His
the
Twitter
many
handle.
Bens. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And there's Pixel making a cameo appearance.
Yes, Dave Wiskus's dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the thing that Ben does really, really well is like being able to translate a love of something that you clearly have a passion and expertise for, like photography, and then being able to build an app around it that not only communicates that passion, but also makes it easily accessible for a large group of people. I think that's really awesome. And the fact that the app is easy to use, it's fun to use, it creates gorgeous pictures. I never want to stop using it, which I think is the highest compliment that I can give it.
It's terrific. And congrats, Ben.
Awesome. All right, Renee, we're back around to you. What's your final pick of the...
All right, I had to do this because it is the best thing it is literally the best thing that happened to this world recently, and that is that Bloom County is back.
Yay!
Bloom County, I mean, almost everyone has the same favorite comics from their childhood, and mine were, like most people's, Calvin and Hobbes and Bloom County. You know, there was a couple others like The Far Side that worked their way in there, but really, every week I just wanted to read Bloom County and Calvin and Hobbes. Sadly, Calvin and Hobbes got into their sled and went off into the future, never to be seen again. Bill Waters just crushes me. But Berkeley Breathed has brought Bloom County back, and he's posting them on Facebook. And here's an example of one of the weekend cartoons, and this is all the old gang. It's not just Opus and some new talking animals, but you've got Milo, you've got Oliver, you've got you've just got everybody possible. You've got Bill the Cat, Akbarf Patooey, and he's doing a beautiful job, and he's sharing them on Facebook. These aren't appearing in newspapers. The Donald Trump thing, looking like Bill the Cat, is just not one of the comic strips, but they're just gorgeous. They're great. They are everything that was good about this world 20 years ago brought back and made new and fantastic. And I can't say enough good things about them. I'm just so thankful that he's doing it again. The world is a better place with Bloom County in it.
I agree. I'm very, very happy that Bloom County exists.
Yeah. Bill, if you want to bring Calvin back, listen, there's a model now.
Awesome. Georgia?
Okay, so I'm going to go through, Google has a new app that's out called Google Spotlight Stories, and it's so very cool because these stories are told in 360 degrees. So you click on a story and it plays, and the cool thing is as the story plays, you can move your phone around in 360 degrees, and the story will change. So you can look up onto the sky, you can look down, and you can turn your phone all the way around to see the different environment, and the story continues on. So this is great. You can watch it multiple times. Right now there's 4 stories that are out, and they're all free. You do have to download them, and some of them are like between 200 and 500 megs, so they're a little bit large, so you can delete them after, but they're really worthwhile, and right now they're free. So everyone should get it because it's just such an awesome concept, a little bit of like virtual reality, and it's you just want to rewatch the stories many times.
Mouse.
It's
Yeah,
so
look at him.
cool.
He's running away, and there's 4 stories out there, and they're all a little bit different, all absolutely adorable, and so it's just a really amazing application. I would say if you had kids to get it, but I'll be honest, I'm so addicted to the stories, and they're so adorable. It's just good for everyone, and you can. It's just
art.
Yeah.
From your direction, Georgia, can you actually see Phil Nicholson chasing that little mouse?
Probably. He's over there.
Run away!
Yeah, so that's Google Spotlight Stories.
That's awesome.
Very, very cool. Peter, what's your last pick for us today?
Well, for software, I've got another pick that is sure to appeal to gaming fans of a certain ilk, and I'm hoping, Ren, that, and for that matter, Renee, that this is right up your alley. It is, of course, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, which is finally available on the Macintosh. Now, KOTOR 2 is not a new game. It was first released in 2004, but it's now available for the Mac from the Mac App Store for the incredibly budget low price of $6.99. So if you're looking for some fun gaming on your Mac and you don't want to spend a lot of money, $7 is less than you'll spend on a venti latte and one of those little boulangerie pastries that they sell at Starbucks. So you owe it to yourself to go have some fun. Hours and hours of fun. Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2. Fantastic RPG action gaming based in the Star Wars universe. You can sort of pick and choose your way through the light side of the Force or the dark side of the Force, depending on how you want to play. Just a lot of fun. It does use Game Center for achievement, so if you're not logged into Game Center, you might have trouble launching the game, but using Game Center is fun because it helps socialize your gaming experience with your friends. It's really beautifully done. Aspire Media is the company who did the port behind this. They've been porting Mac games for many years. They know what they're doing. This is not a I know that some people who download games for their Macintosh get concerned about whether or not Cider was used. This is not a Cider port. This is a fully native Mac game port, so you don't need to worry about that. Again, $6.99. Gotta love it.
Impressive, most impressive.
I love KOTOR. I only played a little bit of the second one, so I kind of need to download this and play it.
So, Peter, which side did you choose? Dark side, I'm guessing? I lost Peter.
Yep, Peter.
No, I'm sorry, what?
What side did you choose, dark side or light side?
Depends on my mood.
Georgia's pure dark side. I can tell that right now. Look at her.
Isn't there only one side? Was my thought.
My side.
My side or the high side.
Oh.
All right. On that note, I think that wraps it up for this week's Select All podcast.
I think there's a couple.
You guys have more?
Yeah, we all stuck extra stuff in there.
You guys stuck in extra stuff while I was talking. That's not fair. All right. Lightning rounds, because I only had 4.
All right, so mine is really quick, and it's Apple Camp. Apple offers them for free every week. I forget if exactly it's middle of July to middle August or something, but there's several weeks of it. You can go to apple.com/retail, find a store near you, sign up for it. They're doing iMovies and iBooks. I put up a quick article on it on iMore. I'll show it to you very briefly, but I spent a week going there, and it is just so much fun. The animators and facilitators are amazing. They show you how to use iMovie and GarageBand on your iPad, and then the kids go off and make storyboards, they make soundtracks, they film the scenes that they designed, and they come back and they show them how to import everything into their Mac and how to edit it all together into a movie, and then they all come together because they run 2 sessions simultaneously. They all come together at the end of the week and have like a film festival where they show their stuff. They get a diploma, they get a bracelet that's secretly a USB stick with their movie on it. And it's just an awesome experience. Absolutely free. They supply everything. All you have to do is show up and have fun, and I can't say enough good things about it.
This was one of my favorite things when I worked at the Apple Store. This is one of my favorite things to watch, and I never got a chance to teach Apple Camp stuff because I wasn't a full-timer, and it made my heart ache because they always looked like they were having so much fun, and also those T-shirts were great.
Yeah.
They're beautifully designed
yeah.
T-shirts, and the kids have so much fun. What a nice way to introduce them in order to make their own movies and books.
Absolutely.
My kids went to an earlier version of the Apple Camp when they burned their projects to DVD like the pioneers.
The way back road, DVD. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about that, especially when you consider in this day and age when, getting a kid out of the house for the summer usually costs you $400 or $500.
Right.
Apple is offering these basically first come, first serve for free. And they essentially, not only are your kids learning something cool and skills that they'll be able to take with them for a long while, yet it's free, it's fun. I don't know. I just think it's one of the best things, along with the one-to-one program that the stores do.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you have anything else, Rene?
No, that's it for me.
All right, Georgia, do you have anything lingering?
I do, actually. If you are looking for a new TV series to check out, there is Continuum. Now, Continuum is a time-traveling sci-fi adventure, which it's really well done, because you can do time travel and you can do it really poorly quite easily, but Continuum is a fabulous story, and the characters are great, and what I love about it is that they truly plan out what's going to be happening. With a time travel story, I guess that's very important, but they've thought through things. So you're going to take a look at something, it's going to be in episode 4, and later in episode 10, they're going to come back to it. So everything fits together so beautifully, and you enjoy the ride. I enjoy all the characters in the show. What I love about it is that the characters aren't just black and white, so the bad guys aren't just bad guys and the good guys just aren't good guys and do everything right. It's flawed people that are trying to do the best with what they can, and it's so much fun. This is one of my favorite shows that I've seen, I think, in a really long time, and I'm now binge watching it. I can't, like at night when I have my time to relax, if I can't watch a show or two in continuum, I'm so sad. And right now there's like 3 seasons, so you can binge watch to your own enjoyment, and it's fabulous. It just gets better with time.
Yeah, I've only watched the first season.
And for X-Files fans, it's got the cigarette smoking man in it.
Yes,
That's true.
That's true. It is so good. I binge watched the first 2 seasons as well, and it reminds a little bit of the Sarah Connor Chronicles, but a little bit of other stories.
It's actually done better than the Sarah Connor Chronicles, and I love the Sarah Connor Chronicles. So it's just it doesn't have that, like every once in a while they would have a really bad episode. I've enjoyed every episode that's there, and you end up with those episodes like, I can't believe that happens.
Yay for Canadian sci-fi! Woohoo!
Yes.
Yeah, we did it right for once.
Yeah, I watched the first season and I loved it. I need to keep on catching up.
A lot of good Canadian sci-fi. They're showing Killjoys on Sci-Fi on the Sci-Fi Channel now. That one's a lot of fun.
Is that one good? Oh, maybe I'll check that out.
Orphan Black.
Yeah, it's cute.
Orphan Black is okay. I found it was not, the acting was.
They're gonna send a clone after you now, Georgia. No, well done.
I watched a few. I really tried.
All right, Peter, do you have anything else for us?
My last pick is this right here. It's the QY7 Bluetooth earphones from earbuds from SoundPeats. You can pick them up on Amazon.com. We've got a link in the show links. $25.99 they start at. $30 if you want your pick of different colors. And they last for about maybe 6 hours per charge. Charge up on a micro USB. They come with a very nice carrying case, a zippered carrying case, and tons of accessories so you can customize it for your ear fit specifically. I'm really a big fan of soft silicone hooks that go into the cartilage outside your ear canal to hold them in place. Different cups for different ear canal sizes and so on. They sound terrific. There's volume control right here on the side. And they pair beautifully both with the Apple Watch and with the iPhone. So now I can go out for a walk or a run with my Apple Watch and leave my phone at home.
Nice.
They're very nice. I really love all of these like cheap Bluetooth headphones that are coming out. It makes me really happy. So definitely. I'm gonna throw in two last minute picks. First one, if you're interested in third-party watch bands. Casetify's custom printed watch bands are now shipping. Like if the folks watching.
Oh, the Swatch bands.
Yeah. So the nice thing about the band, obviously, is that you can print anything you want on it, or get one of those pre-printed, and the lugs come in both silver and metallic black.
Woo!
So people with space gray watches. So here's a sort of close up. The downside.
Those are donuts for people just listening.
Those are donuts. Yes, they sent me a review sample of donuts, and here are the lugs.
Donuts. See
that up close. The one downside to this is I will say it's not as comfy as the Sport Band, and it's a little bit thicker than both the Sport and the Modern Buckle, which I'm wearing. But it's also a lot cheaper. So if you want to get yourself a fancy watch band, but you don't necessarily want to spend the amount of money that you would spend on, say, a $249 Modern Buckle, you can get like the Classic Scotland or the Classic France for $70 and be like, all right, it's a little bit more expensive than the Sport Band, but not nearly as expensive as the other high-end watch bands, and it gets you some classy stuff. So I definitely recommend checking those out. I'll have a full review on the Casetify hopefully in a little bit. And finally, just as an honorable mention, Rich Stevens, friend of the show, Rich Stevens went to Comic-Con And one of the joking things that he was doing during Comic-Con was sending me pictures of droids. And then when he came back from Comic-Con, he sent me a droid.
Aww.
And so this is the Mimobot. It is actually a power charger. So it's a
Very
power charger
cute.
dressed up as an R2-D2. And it has, I think, enough for a charge and a half of battery for your smartphone of choice. It has detachable power couplings, so you can plug in a lightning cable or a micro USB, whatever your fancy or your phone may be. And they have them in a bunch of different adorable Star Wars type things. Like I like the R2 because, biased.
Yeah.
But they also have a Stormtrooper, they have a Yoda, they have Darth Vader's lightsaber, they have Luke's lightsaber, they have
Anything
Darth
that doesn't
Vader
require
himself.
character face licensing.
Yeah, C-3PO, Boba Fett. So lots of really good, cute little Star Wars characters. If you're
That Rich Stevens is good pixels.
yes, very good pixels. So thank you again, Rich, for the power charger and the yet another droid that I can add to my droid shelf. You can see R2 in the corner. All of my droids. So those are all of my picks. Is everybody done?
Yes.
Have we gotten out our
Good.
picks?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome. All right.
We've selected all.
We have selected all, at least for this month. For iMore, I'm Serenity Caldwell. Rene, where can people find you outside of this podcast?
I am at Rene Ritchie on all the social things, and that is both good and terrible.
Georgia.
You can find me on Twitter. It's at Georgia_Dow.
And Peter Cohen, where can we find you?
And on the social things, I'm Flarg, Flargh.
And the H is, while silent, is necessary to tweet you. And
Yes,
Necessary but not sufficient.
I am Saturn on Twitter and Instagram. We are all on imore.com every day, so you could come check us out if you want to hear even more about what we have to say about all of these fancy products that we were talking about. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to our sponsors, Backblaze, Zoom, and Red Hat, for sponsoring the show today. And thanks to all of you for tuning in. And if you have picks that you think that we should take a look at next month, feel free to tweet us at iMore, #SelectAll. Thanks so much for watching, folks.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.